Before the current 2022-23 NBA season started, there were, well, what I like to call the 8 members of the exclusive 20 season club. And those players are Vince Carter, who by the way played in 22 seasons and in 4 different decades and was there in the 1990s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and even the 2020s. The other 7 are Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Robert Parrish, Kevin Willis, Kobe Bryant, and Jamal Crawford. But like I said, that was before this season started. But now that we're all well underway into the brand new NBA season, something quite interesting happened that I think many of us either aren't paying enough attention to or just weren't aware of. Just this season alone, 3 more players have entered the exclusive list of 20 or more seasons: Carmelo Anthony, Udonis Haslem, and of course, LeBron James. I think you know where I'm going with this, and allow me to quickly say that I literally forget that Udonis Haslem is still in the league, although, let's be honest, he's basically semi-retired. Like, fair enough? Okay, cool. Carmelo Anthony is still a productive player in the NBA, but clearly far, far from his former self. And then there's LeBron James, the man who just recently claimed the record in his 20th NBA season for the most 20-point games in NBA history, after having the greatest individual year 19 season any player has ever had in the history of the sport. There is one thing in sports no man can defeat or overcome, and it's Father Time. You get tapped on the shoulder once and you're, well, done. Around 4 or 5 years ago, when LeBron was playing in his year 15 season for the Cleveland Cavaliers, I sat back and asked myself whether or not we're getting ready to see the absolute last of LeBron's greatness before his age starts becoming a reality check. Well, in Kobe Bryant's year 15 season, he posted his fewest scoring average in 7 seasons. In Vince Carter's year 15 season, he was a spark plug off the bench at best and hadn't made an all-star team in 4 seasons. Kevin Garnett in year 15 was clearly a far cry from his MVP self from years earlier, and Robert Parrish in year 15 was 37 years old, and Dirk Nowitzki in his year 15 season wasn't selected to the all-star team and posted his fewest scoring average in several seasons. I think you get the point, and that was only year 15 for all these players. LeBron just last season in his 19th NBA season narrowly missed out on the NBA scoring title by averaging 30 points per game. He became the first player in NBA history with multiple 50-point games in a season over the age of 35, and he passed Karl Malone to become the 2nd leading scorer in NBA history. And remarkably, unfathomably, LeBron has the opportunity in his 20th NBA season to become the game's all-time leading scorer and the opportunity to move up into the top 5 of the all-time leaders in assists. Think about that for like a second. In a league where sustaining longevity is rare enough, especially for a man of LeBron's size and stature, LeBron is not only defying Father Time, he's moving into uncharted territory by possibly passing up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time scoring crown and becoming one of the top 5 dime droppers the league has ever seen. So now I ask you, have we ever seen something quite like this? Let me put it this way for you. If we take any other guy from even the top 10 of all-time leading scorers and see where they rank all-time in assists, we would have to go all the way down to number 33 on the assist leaders list, and that's Kobe Bryant. And by the way, LeBron is currently at spot number 7 for the all-time leaders in assists. There's only one other guy from the top 10 scoring list to even be ranked in the top 50 all-time assist leaders, and that's Michael Jordan. Some people like to argue against the fact by saying that breaking records is just a result of playing a long time in the NBA. Sure, playing 18, 19, 21 seasons will help you break a lot of records, but can you name the player in the entire 76-year history of the NBA that was playing at the top of his game in, forget year 20, year 15, year 16, 17, 19? Yeah, I thought so. A lot of guys don't even make it 15, 16 years in the NBA, and if they do, well, I already showed you that they're at best a shell of their former self. To start the current 2022 NBA season, LeBron has already scored 25 or more points in 4 of the 7 games he has played thus far at the time of making this video, and that includes 2 30-point games. In just his 19th season alone, LeBron scored at least 30 or more points 33 times, including a 6-game stretch from December 19th to December 31st that saw LeBron string together consecutive 30-point games. All for a guy who's 37 years old and in his 19th season in the NBA. I never, ever thought I would be hearing those words out of my mouth. I know it's still early in the season, but with the way LeBron has opened up the season and given what history has taught us about LeBron, he has a chance to extend his, I think, already unbeatable streak of consecutive years of averaging at least 25 points per game. And the more I think about it, the more it dawns upon me about how incredible this feat really is. The last time LeBron averaged fewer than 25 points per game throughout the entirety of the season, he was a rookie. In his rookie season, LeBron posted an average of 20.9 points per game. Ever since, he's been north of 25 points each and every season, a streak that has been alive for 18 seasons and looking like it'll extend to a 19th. Look, there's a whole lot of things that LeBron has done I think will be hard for any player to surpass, but I think that this is one feat that no player will ever be able to outdo. The skill and ability, the durability, the consistency, the body of work, just the overall pure dominance is all reflected in LeBron's impressive scoring streak. And speaking of impressive scoring streak, believe it or not, I think I might have come across an even crazier scoring feat by one LeBron James. Until you really understand what this means, you won't truly appreciate the level of mastery and ability this involves. I scoured the internet and came across what is, I think, just another notch on LeBron's list of unfathomable feats. So here it is. With the Lakers' win over the Denver Nuggets early in the 2022 season, LeBron extended his streak of consecutive games of scoring double figures or 10 or more points. Now that streak is now up over 1,100 straight games of at least 10 points scored, which is already the longest streak in league history by an incredibly large margin. In fact, Michael Jordan is second on the list with 866 games. Still impressive, but nowhere near the 1,100 mark. Think about just what has to happen for a player to pull something like this off. Players get ejected from ball games before they're able to shoot enough to score 10 points. And I mean, injuries happen. So much can get in the way of a player reaching at least 10 points. It's why guys like Kobe, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, all guys we consider to be better scorers than LeBron, aren't anywhere near the number of games LeBron's pulled this off. And it's a huge testament to LeBron's showmanship and ability on the court. What makes all of this even more astounding to me is the fact that LeBron is, by almost everyone's estimation, including his, is by nature a pass-first player. It's why some fans and pundits criticize LeBron for not having the quote-unquote killer instinct like Kobe or MJ, and it's especially why LeBron isn't quickly mentioned with the top scorers of all time. We think of Mike, Kobe, Durant, T-Mac, James Harden, Allen Iverson before we even mention LeBron. And what's striking to me is that there are really people out there saying that the only reason LeBron holds a number of these wild scoring feats is because he played 19, going on 20 seasons in the NBA. Though it's true that playing 2 decades will inflate your numbers, LeBron isn't riding coattails and averaging 12 points per game off the bench. At nearly 38 years old and in his 20th NBA season, LeBron James is still tasked with taking the responsibility of being the best player on his team and shouldering championship expectations. When have we said that about any other player in the history of any sport? I mean, which player in, forget year 19 or 20, which player in year 14, 15, or 16 had to shoulder the load of being the best player on the team and facing championship or bust expectations? This, ladies and gentlemen, is by any and every stretch of the imagination completely and utterly unprecedented. Now, with LeBron's 20th season officially underway, I have a feeling we'll see some records broken by LeBron that we thought certainly we would never see broken. This is unattainable, immortal status by one of the greatest athletes in the history of sports.